Helicopters is a crucial operation conducted by various armed forces around the world to remove
silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want.
It's off.
the introduction of physical training in the Gold Coast, now Ghana, was initiated by the colonial authorities within the military and other security services across West Africa. The first physical training institution was established in Ibadan, Nigeria, as part of the West African Command Training School in 1940. In 1945, this institution was relocated to Ghana and housed at the Signal Regiment Gymnasium at Bema Camp in Accra. Subsequently, the Armed Forces Physical Training Corps was established in 1948, with its headquarters situated at the Elwak Stadium, also in Accra. The Physical Training School underwent redesignation in 1958 and was relocated to its current site at the Military Academy and Training Schools in Teshin, now known as the Training and Doctrine Command, since 1960. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed with the drilling displays ahead, let's be mindful that the upcoming stunts and maneuvers are going to be performed by highly trained professionals. We urge all children in attendance to refrain from attempting these stunts themselves. The safety of our young spectators is paramount, and trying to imitate these maneuvers can be extremely dangerous. Equally, we are humbly requesting parents, guardians, and teachers to keep watchful eyes on their children and wards to ensure they do not try any of these stunts. Thank you for your attention, and let's enjoy the performances. Currently, the Ghana Armed Forces Physical Training School is commanded by Captain Safianu Sulemana, with Captain Isahaku Abu as his second in command. Today's gymnastics display, however, is led by Captain Gershon Adase. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Captain Gershon Adanse has just asked for permission from the President to commence with the display. To commence the display for this afternoon, they will be performing a series of groundworks. They'll do the tie support, the dive to prone line, the split to sit, curl to stand, and trunk hollow. They will also perform the curl to stand and supine line, the forward row and backward row, the bend back lift and head spring, the carry chair for star jump and handstand forward row, the dive and row, the sail over and backward row to handstand, the carry chair for handstand and forearm stand, the handspring, and then a series of head springs, which will then be followed with individual tricks to cap off the groundworks. What they are currently performing is a sail over and backward row to handstand. That was the carry chair for handstand and forearm stand. They are now performing the handspring. They are now performing the series of head springs, which will be followed with some individual tricks. We give them a round of applause for that wonderful performance. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, That was the last of the individual tricks. With the groundworks over, it is now time for the horse and vote works. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the physical training instructors will now perform a series of maneuvers generally termed vote skills and horse work. These drills are aimed at enhancing overall strength, hand-eye coordination, agility, flexibility, as well as building confidence. Among the stunts that the physical training instructors will be performing are the dive and roll, true vault, astride vault, bent back lift, and long arm drop. They will also perform the front somersault, hollow back lift, and then the most daring of all, the dive and roll through the loop. These instructors have trained for years to master the stunts they are performing. A high level of synchronization and timing are key in executing them. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to cap off this afternoon's performance by personnel of the Ghana Armed Forces Physical Training School will be the dive and roll through the loop. We are once again cautioning our young ones in attendance to refrain from attempting any of these stunts themselves. That was a wonderful display by instructors of the Physical Training School of the Ghana Armed Forces. Shall we give them another round of applause? Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly witness fast roping from an helicopter by Special Forces personnel from the 64 Infantry Regiment and the 69 Airborne Force of the Army Special Operations Brigade. Also with the team will be a working dog called Brave from the Ghana Military Police. Fast roping is one of several methods employed for the insertion of troops into an area to conduct specialized operations. Currently deploying around the pitch are what is termed the Overwatch, and they are responsible for providing ground protection for the assault elements that will be deployed by fast roping to the objective area. For the purposes of today's demonstration, the white Toyota pickup parked on the pitch to the left of the presidential dais is the area where the belligerent or terrorist forces are located. Today's demonstration will be conducted in several phases. The initial securing of the area by the ground forces, the insertion of the special forces elements via the helicopter, which is the Mi-17 helicopter of the Ghana Air Force we are seeing right now, and then the main conduct of the assault operation. The final phase will be the extraction of the team and the withdrawal of the ground troops. The scenario for today's demonstration is a capture dead or alive operation and retrieval of possible terrorist attack plans. The demonstration involves a group of suspected terrorists who have infiltrated the country and are planning to attack some key national infrastructure. Currently fast roping from the Mi-17 helicopter of the Ghana Air Force are members of the assault team for today's demonstration. Fast roping is a technique used by military forces for quick insertion of troops from helicopters into areas where landing is impractical or too risky. In fast roping, soldiers descend rapidly from a hovering helicopter, as we just witnessed, using specialized rope systems which are typically made of nylon or similar material. Unlike rappelling, where soldiers control their descent using a harness and friction devices, in fast roping, soldiers slide down the rope using specialized gloves with a leather or Kevlar palm to minimize friction. Having safely deployed the Special Forces assault team to the objective area, the helicopter has moved out of sight to allow for the team to conduct the operation, after which they will then be extracted. The team, together with the working dog from the Ghana Military Police called Brave, are approaching the objective area where the suspected terrorists are located. All drone operators are once again being cautioned to ground their drones. Drone operators, you are being cautioned to ground your drones. With the assault forces having successfully neutralized the suspected terrorists, the military working dog Brave is now going around to make sure that they do not have any improvised explosive devices on them. Amongst the many responsibilities of working dogs in the military and other security forces services, they are used for the identification of possible improvised explosive devices and other tasks. To all operations, you are please being cautioned that you are not to video today's proceedings. Thank you. Only authorized media personnel are allowed to video. Having successfully conducted the operation, the helicopter is now going to extract the assault elements of the Special Forces personnel, with the Overwatch team still providing all-round protection to them. Military extraction using helicopters is a crucial operation conducted by various armed forces around the world to remove personnel, equipment, or casualties from a location. This method is particularly vital in situations where ground transportation is impractical, too dangerous, or time sensitive. Extraction operations can serve multiple purposes, including the removal of special operations forces after completing a mission, evacuating wounded personnel from a combat zone, retrieving downed aircrew behind enemy lines, or recovering sensitive equipment or assets. While there are different forms of extraction, today's team is employing rope extraction, and it involves troops harnessing themselves and their equipment to specialized ropes where landing is not feasible. Extraction operations require precise planning, coordination, and communication between ground personnel, aircrew, and support elements. Factors such as weather conditions, enemy presence, terrain, and available landing zones must be carefully assessed to ensure the success and safety of the operation. Military personnel involved in extraction operations undergo rigorous training to master the necessary skills and procedures. This includes proficiency in helicopter operations, rope work, medical procedures, and tactical maneuvers. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the demonstration we just witnessed today was put together by personnel of the Army Special Operations Brigade in collaboration with personnel of the Ghana Air Force. The crew on the Mi-17 helicopter is captained by Squadron Leader Akwesi Boache, and he is with Wing Commander Benjamin Otre and Squadron Leader Kwabna Anan. The flight engineers on board are Warrant Officer Class 1 Richard Mensah, Flight Sergeant Tebi Kenneth, and Sergeant Omani Ajaif Alfred. Having successfully overseen the conduct of the operation, the Overwatch team has withdrawn safely. Shall we give them another round of applause for that wonderful demonstration?